Welcome to Pause Your Pixels, the cozy corner of gaming where we step away from the day to hang out and chat games. Today, we're joined by a very special guest, Millybuns, for a co op episode where we discuss Reddit stories related to video games from Am I the Asshole? Thanks for joining me on Pause Your Pixels, my podcast, where
Super excited.
I'm super excited to have you. You're the first guest, so this is the first co-op episode. So you are setting the bar, which is really fun.
What an honor.
I know I gave you the rundown before, but this podcast is really inviting people to step away from the day and just kind of like hang out with us in the background while they kind of like get away from their screen time and do whatever they want. But we can still kind of hang out and chat about video game or video game adjacent things. Today we're doing the adjacent route. We're doing Am I the Asshole for video game stories that we found on Reddit.
I'm a little nervous because I think I'm very opinionated. So
No, I think that's perfect because I feel like I always know what's right. everyone else everyone else is generally wrong. Like I feel like it's pretty easy to figure out if you're the asshole or not, but sometimes they are very oblivious as to whether they are.
Yeah.
Let's dive into this first one, which I'm really excited about because I know a lot of kids like this, and you'll see what I mean when we get started. This
Okay.
is from user distribution cheap 969 on r/am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for beating my girlfriend's brother at a game when I would normally let him win to prove a point? Already, my opinion, not the asshole. Like put the kids down. They don't need.
Yeah. Well, and I guess that's because it seems like, first of all, there's a lot of information that we're missing. My first impression was adults. It seems like you immediately went to like little brother. She
Mm-hmm.
didn't specify, did she? Or he? Or they?
They will specify. So let's jump
Oh,
into
okay.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. When I would visit my girlfriend's house, I would sometimes play games with her little brother, who is 12. When I would play competitive games against him, I would normally let him win, Call of Duty, etc. I was visiting again a few days ago, and her little brother had two of his friends over, and I overheard him talking about me. He was telling them how bad I was at games, and it must make me mentally disabled to be so bad. He used more offensive language. He said my girlfriend must be stupid to be dating me too. I could hear his friends laughing about it. It was quite hurtful as I had tried to be friendly with him. A bit later, I said to him, "Want to play some games, buddy?" And he acted polite, but I could see his friends laughing to themselves. I played Call of Duty against him, and I did not go easy. His friends were now laughing at him, and he was on the verge of tears before he stormed off to his room. My girlfriend wasn't happy. Later in the car, she accused me of deliberately making her brother cry. I told her I wasn't trying to do that. I just didn't like how he was talking about me or her. Am I the asshole? She said he is just a kid and I should have just left it.
No. But am I allowed to curse?
Yes.
Can I curse here? Fuck them kids.
Fuck
What?
them kids.
Kids have to learn how to lose. They can't be handed everything, and obviously, he was this was becoming toxic. Like, no, he absolutely should have put that. I mean, and granted, hopefully he wasn't too mean or personal during the gaming session, but no, that kid needed to be put in his place. He was being a brat.
Yeah, I know kids like this, and they have such an ego, especially with their
Mhm.
friends when they want to show off. It's I feel like I can see it mentally playing out in my head where the author here was probably just playing and laughing and kind of goofing off, but like actually playing for real this time. And the
Mhm.
little brother just like was probably steaming the whole time. Like steam started probably coming out of his ears, started to turn red, and probably when he stormed off. But absolutely, I feel like not the asshole. I think it
No.
is weird that like the girlfriend's like not happy about it with the context. I feel like if I were told this and I saw like a sibling crying, I would be concerned first and foremost, like what happened. But if I was told, hey, he was using like offensive language and talking like mad shit, so I just beat him
Mhm.
at a game to prove a
Yeah.
point. I feel like
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
There's nothing worse than playing a game with someone who can't lose or who can't just have fun for the sake of
Right.
having fun, and my nephew went through a phase like this, and I was like, "I don't wanna play with you, like, it's not fun." So, absolutely, that kid needed to be knocked down a notch, and yeah, I absolutely not the asshole. Kid had it coming.
100%. I do feel bad that his friends now are going to like I feel like these kinds of friendships when you're growing up, they're just gonna be toxic and they're not gonna be good for each other. So it's gonna suck for this kid
Yeah,
for a little while with his friends, and they probably won't
yeah.
let him live it down. But he had it coming.
It's character building.
It is character building.
It's
That's
good to
how.
be teased a little.
Yeah, it's like if you let them do this, they become the sad saps that hop on voice chat when they're older.
Yep.
So if anything, his girlfriend should be thanking him.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, cause and effect. If hopefully he explained to her the things that her little brother was saying and, like I mean, obviously, if from her perspective, this just came out of nowhere and he just, like, wanted to beat up on her little brother because his friends were around, that's one thing, but no, it needed to happen.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. And like, kid's not gonna talk shit anymore.
Yeah, true.
Kid has learned his lesson. I think they will be better off now. And yeah, I think definitely not the asshole, but definitely also probably a good public service member. Like you're doing good.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, our next one comes from user Yoledo, like Toledo with a Y,
Okay.
from r/slash am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for wanting to play video games for 30 minutes to an hour every day when I get home from work? I read this the first time and I was like, oh, surely this can't be too bad. And then I
Oh,
kept
no.
reading.
Oh, no.
So I, 37 male, work as a service manager for a high volume dealer and am out of the house for 12 hours a day, leave at 6 a.m. and don't get home until 6 p.m., 5 days a week. My wife, 33 female, gets upset when I get home and after eating dinner want to get a couple of rounds of COD in. My wife is a stay at home mom with our 18-month-old and thinks it's absolutely criminal that I want to get some decompressed time at the end of the day. My daughter is still in the mommy all the time phase, so she prefers to spend more time with my wife than I. Usually, when I get home, I will eat dinner, do whatever honeydews she has for me, and then play for a little. After I'm done, I will join them and spend time with my family, which usually is her watching a movie/show and I reading the same book to my daughter 10 times. My wife says that even when I'm chilling with them, I spend too much time on my phone. While we are all hanging out, if my daughter is asking for my attention, I will stop what I'm doing and do whatever she's asking me to do. Whenever she wants to go back to mommy, I will browse Twitter or Reddit since I usually have absolutely zero interest in what she is watching. She accuses me of being absent, not present, since I don't focus all my free time on her and and the baby. Also, side note, she is currently 20 weeks pregnant. So, am I the asshole? I thought at first
Complicated.
this was going to be a breeze because I'm like, yeah, 30 minutes to an hour every
Yeah.
day when you get home, no biggie. But I feel like that there is a lot here to kind of unpack.
Yeah. It goes deeper than just the 30 minutes to an hour of video gaming for sure.
Yeah, it's like it's 30 minutes to an hour of video gaming, plus you're always on your phone. You know, it seems like you're not really here. It's like it seems like the wife is trying to like actually spend some time with him, and he's just
Yeah.
not interested in what she's doing or what she's interested in, which I
Mhm.
understand. Like couples can have different interests. Um, but like, you know, with my partner, I didn't want to watch Love Island particularly, but I sat there and chimed in on a few episodes and complained about the people that I didn't like, you know, just
Yeah.
to kind of bond a little bit. I feel like it's not too difficult to do.
No, well, and if you were trying to bond with your partner, do something that you both wanna do. Like, don't expect because this is kind of loosely similar to me and my partner. I work long days in the office and he stays home all day. So, when I get home, I say he's my stay-at-home golden retriever. He's all excited and wants to go outside and wants to go do stuff, and I just wanna hang out. So, if he wants to hang out if he wants to spend time together, then we try to find something that we both wanna do, or he's understanding if I'm just like, "I just need to, like, lay on the couch and stare at the ceiling for an hour and decompress." I don't know, I think it's just about I get if you work a lot and you come home and you just need to kinda be a human for a minute, like, I feel like there's more room to meet halfway in this situation, and when my partner and I maybe can't agree on a show, we will, like, each we did that well, we've done this before where we each throw out, like, 3 to 5 shows, and then we just take turns eliminating, and then that's how we come to one that both of us are kind of interested in. I don't know. I can't imagine saying, "I wanna spend time with you, and I want that to be you watching this show that I wanna watch that you don't wanna watch." I don't and
Right.
I I can see the partner certain partners would be like, "Oh, no, it's the time with you. I don't mind that it's a show." But if he doesn't wanna watch the show and he has limited time at home, maybe try to find something that you can both enjoy, and then maybe he won't be so checked out.
Yeah. Well, I think too, one of the things that really stood out to me with the story was some of the language that was used. I'm gonna read this part again. She accuses me of being absent slash not present since I don't focus all my free time on her and the baby. So I I have a hard time believing that in this situation, the jump is the wife saying, "You're not focusing all your free time on me and the baby."
Mhm,
Typically, this is language that's used very defensively and very much in I'm trying to make myself out to be a victim.
mhm.
And so that's the one thing that like kind of ticked my brain that like, oh, I think this person might be overreacting on what was being asked of him.
True.
And there's been some edits that I want to go through. So
Okay.
the first edit came in. I get up at 5 a.m. and usually fall asleep by 9:30 to 10. My wife and daughter nap through the day, so when I'm sleeping, they're usually awake for another hour or two. Edit, edit. It has been confirmed that I am indeed the asshole, which was decided by the Reddit. Thanks for all the constructive suggestions. Time to work on adjusting my mindset, which is pretty healthy.
Yeah.
Thinking, you know, all things considered, to like put this on Reddit and like accept things and be able to like work on something, I think that's
Mhm.
huge.
Yeah, for sure. That's that's a tough one because, if you are in a relationship where you have a child and you are about to have a second one, like, you do need to make adjustments. And maybe that was a habit that could fly when it was just them, but clearly his partner was needing more, and the fact that he was kind of able to reflect on that is good.
And then there was
Mm.
another edit.
Oh, no.
Edit, edit, edit. Although I do see how I can improve, it does seem like more background is needed on my home and work situation. I literally took this job and all that came with it because my wife decided she wanted to be a stay at home mom. The original plan was for her to go back to work after our daughter was born, but during her maternity leave, she decided she would rather stay home until our baby was school age. During that time, she also decided she wanted another baby. I've done everything to try to accommodate her wishes. I took the job, dropped my jujitsu and gym time since I don't have time to go anymore, and really only have the one hobby now that I can do from home. My wife and I's childhoods were similar, raised by single mothers in a low income neighborhood in LA. Now we have a nice home in a very nice part of a beautiful city. I've struggled and grinded on my own since I was 17 and am awfully proud of the life I've managed to build. My wife has always hated gaming, even before the babies, but it's always been a hobby of mine since I was a kid. I didn't have a whole lot growing up, but I had a Nintendo, and instead of jacking around on the street, I would come home and play that to stay out of trouble. The people this subreddit are absolutely merciless. I've even received messages on how I'm disgusting or a piece of trash and should go to hell. That's insane. My wife picks our two family destination vacations every year, and on weekends, we're either spending time visiting her family or going camping. Can I be more attentive? Definitely. Is our marriage slash life in absolute shambles? Definitely not. I will always be willing to learn and evolve as a person. I've wanted to be a father since I can remember and will always try to be the best one I can, but I'm still human and flawed.
The first large portion of that, he was talking as if he and his wife were not in a relationship.
Right.
She decided she wanted a baby. She decided she wanted a second baby. And until he said at the end, like, "I've always wanted to be a father," like, it does not seem like they are in a relationship.
It
He
that definitely doesn't seem like they're on the same page at all.
No, no. Like, it seems like there needs to be a lot more conversations happening between him and his wife, and it seems like he holds a lot of resentment towards her.
It does, and it's, I feel like this could be one of those where it's like an easy fix is try to find a game one night that you can play together, try to get her into the hobby, and then the other nights you're watching her shows. But it really feels like this relationship is unbalanced in some way, and he's feeling some kind of way about it. But he does seem to love her and want to, you know, as he said, try to learn and evolve as a person.
Mhm,
I don't know if he's coming at that from a I will be the righteous one that rises above and fixes the situation, or if it's if it really means something for him. Um, so this one is all kinds of messy, it seems.
yeah,
I think this is what
yeah,
happens when you get into a relationship where you really don't know how to communicate properly
mhm.
and it's passive aggressive.
Yeah, because does she really despise him playing games as much as he's perceiving that she does? Like, and when he says, "We do all these things on the weekends, we hang out with her family," my first thought is like, "Okay, but are you actually going and engaging with them, or are you going to say you went and then you're spending your the whole time in the corner on your phone?" Like, I think there's a lot I would be really interested to hear her perspective of his actions because
Yeah,
yeah, like you said, he seems defensive, he seems like he's holding resentment. It just seems there's something going on there.
yeah, for sure. It definitely feels like there are parts that we're not getting outside of just can I have 30 minutes to an hour to play video games? It feels like there's more here that he kind of mentioned with her saying that it feels like he's been absent. That
Mhm,
typically, if someone's saying you feel absent, it's because there's something more than just an hour of you spending time on a game that's
mhm.
happening
Yeah. You can be present in the same room as someone and be completely checked out.
for
So,
sure.
also, I don't think there's an amount of money that I could be paid to play a video game for 30 minutes. No one plays video games for 30 minutes.
Yeah,
That's impossible.
he mentioned Call of Duty. I think that's like 3 matches, maybe.
Not happening.
And if you're only playing about 30 minutes of Call of Duty, you're not having a good time probably.
Yeah, yeah.
You're
It's not the
probably
decompression you think it is.
no, that is a rage game. That is when you have some sort of anger locked inside and you need to find a way to express it.
Yeah, I feel like we're missing some pieces of this story, but the more I learn, the more suspicious I'm growing.
For sure. I tend to I feel like I agree with asshole, but I feel like it's hard to be too definite about it.
Mhm.
I think that this couple could use with some communication skills and maybe a therapist that could help them figure that out.
Yeah. Yep, there's some deep-seated things going on there.
Yeah. All right. This next one I picked out just for you, Millie.
Okay.
I'm not going to give you any context. I'm just going to read it. I'm going to start with the title and just dive right in.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for woohooing with my husband? I, young adult female, am a struggling college student. I was desperate for money and I met an incredible man, and he was absolutely loaded. Unfortunately, he was married with kids. I joined their household to become a nanny and for their children, and one day when his wife was swimming, she quote unquote accidentally drowned. I was the only witness. If only those walls hadn't appeared. Truly tragic. Of course, I had to comfort the poor widower, and once he was done grieving, we started to flirt a lot. Then we got into a relationship. Sadly, his kids hated me because they said I was mean. I am not family oriented and I may not like kids, but I am not mean. And sadly, his kids, teens and one child, moved to a different house completely on their own. I ended up marrying my now husband, and we had a habit of woohooing frequently. Unfortunately, one day after around our 10th session in one day, he dropped dead in front of me. I'm completely devastated because now I have so much wealth out of nowhere, and my husband is gone. His children are saying I did this on purpose, but it's not my fault. My husband was irresistible. Am I the asshole?
This was brilliant. The subtle word usage, I'm so curious to know. I wanna know the comments. Well, from people that do and people that don't realize that she's talking about The Sims.
So I got this from user S1LLYB1LLY444. Very fun name. From what I didn't realize was a thing, r slash am I the asshole Sims.
Oh, wow.
They have a whole Reddit dedicated to it.
Wow.
And there are some fun stories on here. This was one of my favorites.
That's great. There were just a few words in there that, like, immediately tipped me off, but that's hilarious.
Is woohooing a term in The Sims?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
say it's
It was
really funny that there's like a whole background here with like being a college student and like desperate for
it
money and like stumbling
yeah.
into something.
Well, and she mentioned even some of the traits that she mentioned about herself are traits from the game, and, like, add to household is, like, a button in the game, and, like, she was dropping specific terminology that was specific to The Sims that if you didn't play the game, then you might not catch. You might just think it's she's wording things kind of weirdly, but, yeah, woohooing is having sex in The Sims.
Now, is this like a challenge that you can that some people do in The Sims to try to like steal families?
So, I would say it's pretty typical average Sims gameplay. The Sim has a very niche, audience of, of sociopaths, but, yes, there are some challenges, like the challenge that I've been doing for 4 years now, um, where you just try to marry as many people as you can and make as much money as you can and murder as many people as you can. So there's some pretty insane challenges in the game. But I will say from a young age, I would make a sim go swimming and then I would delete the stairs from the pool and that would make them drown. But in the newer titles, they made it to where they can still hop out of the pool with no staircase. So now you have to put walls around the pool, which is what this person did.
That's very interesting. I've remember playing The Sims on my computer when I was in like middle school,
Hmm.
and then I never went past that. And so I think becoming friends with you and seeing your streams where you would stream like these fun challenges with The Sims, I never knew what I was going to actually be watching. I remember distinctively once joining your stream and you were in a cellar setting a man on fire. And when you walked out into rows of tombstones.
Yep. Yes, that is part of the challenge that I've been doing. It was born because there's a famous 100 baby challenge in The Sims where you try to have 100 babies. If you do it the correct way, your sim doesn't age up when they're pregnant. So you try to have as many babies as you can until your sim ages up. And that just means like as soon as you gave birth, maybe it took you a day or two to get pregnant. So your sim aged that many days. So that's the challenge. But when I started this, I was talking to a friend who was doing it, and she was like, "It's so hard to keep track of who you've had a baby with, and the rules are that you can't double dip, so you can't have a baby with the same sim twice." So she was like, "I just started killing them, so that way I don't have to keep track." And I was like, "That's brilliant." And it's a beautiful full circle life moment of life and death. So that's how it started, and now, like, chat will make Sims for me to put in my world because the population started getting kinda slim, but luckily The Sims releases, like, expansion packs, all the time, so we have a little bit more of a steady flow, but, yeah, it was born out of finding a new challenging way to play the game because you can kinda get in a rut with The Sims if you have the same kinda gameplay. It gives you something to focus on and something to do. Um, and it's so funny. I've played The Sims since The Sims 1, since 2001. Um, I remember I used to watch my brother play, and when they would woohoo in the hot tub, I would cover my eyes because I wasn't allowed to watch. Um and it would make me so uncomfortable, and I remember when I first started playing it on stream, I was so self-conscious because I was like, "I'm crazy, I think, like, this is not normal," and the more I watched The Sims content, everyone plays The Sims that way. So it was very much a safe space where I could just be as chaotic as I wanted with it, and it's so funny to see friends who don't really play The Sims or who didn't grow up playing The Sims and doing these just, like, slightly evil things, to come in and be like, "What is going on in here?" But then it's fun, like, when you have friends who did grow up playing that way and do still play that way, like Bex told me, there's a chance of dying if you have a Murphy bed." So I have a murder basement in my game. So I put a Murphy bed down there because sometimes they'll try to take it down and then they get, like, stuck underneath it and it kills them. So it's like you learn all the different ways that a sim can die, and then you can kinda have fun with experimenting. The fire in the basement has been because we added a composting toilet, and if you don't empty it, it can combust and catch on fire. So, it's all just experimentation. It's fun.
Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah.
It is incredibly fun to jump into your stream and see what you're up to when it comes to The Sims. But for anyone
Yeah,
that
it's never
doesn't
anything good.
know, where might they find you doing that?
Um, Primarily on Twitch. My username over there is Millybuns, MillylYbuns. I also have a few TikToks that have gone viral regarding my Sims challenge, unfortunately. And you know what's funny? I tried to go get the Millybuns username on Twitch the other day, and someone has it. So my username on TikTok is still Claude Millie, Claudemilly. Um, but it's a fun time. I'm so it's so cool to me that this game has held my interest for 25 years. And to the point where now I'm an EA creator. Like they know who I am. They send me cool stuff. I get early access to games like and I've just been a menace in this game for my entire life. I played it through college. I played it on every console. And it's so funny. One of my sweet, sweet, pure angel friends, soft-spoken, ethereal, tweeted one time about, how she was lurking on a friend's stream, and she was like, "And I just heard the most evil things coming from this girl." And she's, like, bubbly, nice, pink, and she's just saying the most unhinged things ever, and I don't understand how you can be playing the most girly pop game and doing the most evil things. And I was like, "At me next time." She was like, "It was your stream." I was shocked. I had you, like, on the side while I was doing something else, and I was like, "What is going on in her stream?" I was like, "It's just it's I don't know. Maybe it releases something in my brain that needs to be released. Otherwise, it would fester. I don't know, but it's fun and harmless. Harmless."
And harmless because it's not real. It's on the
Yeah,
internet and
it's
not,
pixels.
it's pixels.
Mhm.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Millie. This was a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you
And
so much for having me.
yeah, absolutely. And our first co op episode for Pause Your Pixels. I really appreciate it.
Super, super cool. Really excited to see the future episodes and where you take this podcast.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Millie had an update to her socials after this episode. So if you want to find out where you can check out her content, you can look on the screen right here.